Welcome back to another one of my fun videos that I make for myself, basically for nobody else. I'm just here chatting to myself about things that I'm obsessed with, things that I like, and I want to share that with you. To be honest, it hasn't been easy to record these videos because if I have an idea, it doesn't take me a lot of time to sketch it out and visualize what I want it to look like, or visualize what I want it to feel like, or what I want to talk about. I think the most time-consuming thing is then finding the imagery and cutting the video. But especially because, as I also mentioned in my last video, I'm working with 2 interns now, and it's been full on. Managing 2 people is a new experience for me, but it is also very rewarding because we as a team just get so much done. And for me, that's so enriching in terms of business, to see what we can do together in a week, what we can achieve, what we can create, how every single day we advance, we make decisions, and let me show you what we're doing. I'm very eager to also share, because it's quite cool once you have the first results, to also show it. So my interns have mainly been working on 3D modeling. And the reason why it's so important for the business is to basically bridge the gap, to add it to catalogs, to add it on social media, on LinkedIn, on Pinterest, all these platforms, and to also play around. I was also thinking, now that we have these 3D renderings where we create the furniture, but also putting them in a scenography, I would also like to maybe do a mood board next time, and to take one of the armchairs that we've been making with our textile to create a mood board around that. What would happen if you create a room around one single fabric? So the Olympics are here. There is a lot going on in the city. All Parisians are gone. It's just a lot of English-speaking people. But the only thing that I will be going to is the Taekwondo in the Grand Palais, because I think it's just a really cool venue, and yeah, so that's what I'm gonna go see. To be honest, I should have been prepared a little bit better with this whole Olympics. I've been regretting to not have had any tickets for gymnastics, for example. For today's video, today we're only talking about things that I'm not able to afford yet. And on this channel, my motto is that budget is not an object, because that's what we're here for. So it's for my own enjoyment. Maybe I have to say this in every single video, because there's always people, there's always haters. So if you're a hater, I don't care. This video is for my own development, my own enjoyment, and for my own experimentation. Today, I want to talk about 5 things that I'm obsessed with. They're very, very expensive. We're going to talk about very expensive items, but also very beautiful items. And at the end of the day, it's all about beauty. You don't necessarily have to have money to enjoy beauty. But in terms of craftsmanship, well-crafted pieces are always going to be expensive. So in my opinion, they're worth the money as well. The first thing that I think is such a beautiful item to have in a home, I think it's very poetic. It's visually just so harmonious and elegant at the same time. It's an armchair from a French designer called Charles Tassin, and they have a gallery as well in the 6th arrondissement, and they sell this armchair called Tess, and they have it in one mohair version and a softer fabric version. And this armchair is my dream. I think it's so elegant, and you just want to sit down, drink a little tea, enjoy your Sunday, flip through a little magazine or read your favorite book. So that's my first item that I cannot afford yet, but I will one day. The second thing that I cannot afford yet is a carpet or a rug, I think it's a rug, from a company called Taiping. Taiping, if I remember correctly, is an English company but based in Hong Kong or founded by Englishmen in Hong Kong. I've chosen some examples to show you which ones, for example, I like. And I find them very modern. They're definitely contemporary. They're not like classic in any way. What I like most about these carpets is, or rugs, like it's rugs. What I like most about these rugs or the artists that they choose is that they don't necessarily have geometric forms. They're not necessarily all rectangular. Some of them are shaped like a stone, or they have the fringe is something, or something around the edges is asymmetrical. And this is something that I really like about that. For example, the one with the water drop, I think it's so beautiful. The ripples of a water drop, it's so beautiful. And my favorite rug of all times, this is how I got to know the company, is a rug designed by Pierre Gonalon, and he made it's a quite intense one color-wise. It's quite intense. He made them in different colors, but it's like one that has like loads of little bubbles. And what I love most about these rugs are the gradients. I think they're just doing a fantastic job with their gradients that are shifting in and out. And the one from Pierre Gonalon, I'm still so obsessed with. It's very girly. It's quite intense as well. But if you have that carpet in your room, you don't really need that much else. They're very high-end carpets, rugs. So that's my number 2. Number 3, I've mentioned this in my previous video, and I kind of got obsessed through my last video with that. Venetian mirrors, but not really necessarily the old ones. Some of the old ones are really good, but the more contemporary Murano ones, so they're made in Murano. It's like a little island, if you don't know. Most of you, I think you know. So Murano is like a tiny little island in Venice, Italy, and this is where all the glass blowers are. So the Murano glass blowers, they basically rule the whole glassware market. If it's high-end glassware, it's probably done in Murano. And the same thing with the Venetian mirrors, with all the glass flowers, that those little decorations. And there are still a few companies around that have existed for, decades and centuries. But also, if you look on websites, like obviously the most obvious one is like First Dibs, but then there is also like Celancy. Also, if you look on eBay, if you look on Etsy, if you look on Le Bon Coin, you can find people selling small format Venetian mirrors with the glass flowers, and you can get them for like under $100. And when I saw that, I immediately thought of my little niece, because I thought, oh my God, like that would be such a nice birthday present for my 10-year-old. I mean, she's 9, but like maybe for her 10th birthday, to have vintage Venetian mirror for her room. I think it's a brilliant idea. Or for your best friend, somebody that you appreciate and that would also appreciate that as a gift, obviously. But the Venetian mirrors, I'm telling you, it's definitely worth the money. It has the equal value as an art piece. And if you appreciate craftsmanship, you will also appreciate to pay the price and the artist. My number 4 is very specific. It's a lighting series that I discovered through Design Week in Paris. I was just wandering around through the showrooms. I came across a very old French company. They're specialized in lighting, and they had sconces and chandeliers, and I couldn't really figure out, there was like one particular series, I couldn't really figure out the material. I was like, is this porcelain? It was not porcelain. They were ostrich eggs. And this ostrich egg lighting lampshade chandelier series, I later found out that it's by Elliot Barnes, and Elliot Barnes is a very known interior designer. He is American, I think he's Californian, and I think this is such a brilliant idea, the ostrich egg lighting series. And also because they don't work with the light bulbs, they have like an LED plate, which is genius. I think it's such a genius idea because it looks very contemporary, but timeless. It looks so timeless. So I think this is a very, very, very underrated design item. I haven't acquired the price, but I can imagine it's going to be pretty expensive. So let me move on to number 5, which is my last obsession. It's a Ross Bleckner painting. There is one painting in particular, this one, which has me so fascinated. I think it's mostly the colors, definitely the blurred effect and the flowers. When I discovered this painting, I discovered it at an art fair and I was so captivated. I think it cost around maybe 10 or 15,000, but it's a large format painting. And I then did my research on this artist. And ever since, this is an artist that you guys have to know. He does a lot of work with flowers, painting flowers, because of, I think it's because they're wilting away and it's a symbol of life and death. There is 2 coffee table books, and one is called Flowers and the other one is called Paralypsis. And all of the paintings of those 2 series, I think they're fascinating. They're so beautiful. The colors, the arrangement, also the asymmetry of the paintings, I think it's so poetic and it really sparks something in me. And there is a lot of art that I like if I go to like an art fair, things that I find a bit funny, things that I find great in terms of composition. There's a lot of artwork that I like, but I think with artwork, you really want to have like something going through your body. You really want to have this emotional response, like something is moving inside of you. When you look at this painting, you stop. And this is what happened with Ross Bleckner and his paintings. So that's what I wanted to share. Obviously I'm gonna link all the products, and I'm also gonna link the coffee table books. Also, those coffee table books make such a great gift. So beautiful. And I hope you had a good time here. Let me know what you're obsessed with. Let me know, you know what? Let me know what the one item is that you one day would like to afford, because I think we all have that. This is something very personal. I know that I've been talking about 5 things that are special to me, but I know that this is something very personal. It's also my personal style. So yeah, what about the weather? I haven't really talked about the weather. Summer is finally here, and so is the humidity. But it's a great weather to be outside in the evening. You know, this kind of like tropical, sweaty kind of vibe. While you're sipping on your cold beer on a rooftop. That's what I will be doing all summer, because as you know, I'm not gonna leave Paris all summer. I'm stuck with my interns. I'm stuck with 3D modeling and scenography and all that kind of stuff, which is great, but I also need a break every now and then. And so I will be sipping my little beer on a rooftop. Bye guys!